Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is a new one for the market, and that is Dewars Japanese Smooth. They basically take their blended Scotch whiskey of 8 years old, and then they age it in Mizunara casks for up to 6 months. And there's 2 casks you're always going to make me smile with. One of them is a Mizunara cask because that's a Japanese oak. Really adds a complete different complexity to things. And the other one is I'm a huge fan of cognac casks and rum casks. Anything unique. I'm one of those people that always bought the unique Oreos back in the day where like, oh, here's fruit punch, here's chicken and waffles, here's Rice Krispie treat. I was that idiot. So now I'm that idiot when it comes to spirits. But yeah, Dewars has been doing some really interesting things with different casks, being their Caribbean Smooth to their Illegal Smooth, which is done in mezcal barrels, and their Portuguese Smooth, which is in Portuguese ruby wine casks. And all of them are aged in these barrels for up to 6 months, as we kind of talked about. But I haven't got to try this one yet, so I'm really kind of excited to kind of do it with you guys. So let's get into it. And we're going to be doing this 2 different ways as always. First way, neat, no water, no ice. Second way, we're going to be adding just a few drops of water, see if anything changes in there. Put that on here just so we don't worry about spilling anything. Here we go. Ooh. Ooh. So it's got, you can tell it's a blended Scotch. You can tell it's Scotch. Like, apple on the nose. Oh, you really don't even get a barrel note on this. It's super light. I get a little bit of like a sweet honey note in there. And I'm getting an apple, like just a nice red, crisp apple. Trying to see if I notice anything else. Those are the 2 things that stand out as like top. You don't get any oak. You don't. That Mizunara is such a light smell sometimes. It's not punchy, it's not strong in the alcohol notes, but it's very sweet smelling. I'm also getting some floral in there, a little bit of a light floral. But the big things that come across, I get like a sweet apple. A sweet apple's in there. You get just the slightest, I mean, the more I'm kind of going back and forth to it, the more I get I think it's the Mizunara. The Mizunara casks give it just this light, almost, it's a light wood note in there, but it's not like oak at all. It's super light. Okay, let's go in for taste. There's the Mizunara. It's light. It's got this bit of, you get almost, it's not like oak. I think the closest thing I could put to almost like sandalwood notes. It's super light on the finish too. Like it's sitting here and it's almost gone. I'm left with just a little bit of sweetness and a light floral, almost earthiness to it. Not earthy, take it back, not earthy. More grassy notes. Yeah, grassy. It's kind of fresh. And that's probably that Dewars, that blended Scotch, bringing in those grassy notes. And then you're adding that Mizunara, which adds in this light wood, sandalwood note in there. A little bit of floral sweetness going on. Scotch can sometimes have that apple with it as well. I tend to find that more in Irish side of things. But this is more red apple, or there's some kind of fruit. Closest thing I could say is like a red apple. Just a sweet red apple. But yeah, it's a nice light wood. Sandalwood, I think, is the best way to put that. Super light on there, but it's got a dry finish with a little bit of spice to it. Just a pinprick of sweet, but just a nice light wood in there. Okay, let's try it with the little bit of water here. We'll do that just to kind of test it out here. Whoop. Freaked out. I seen the thing rolling. Poured too much. Oh, Darren. Right? Oh, well, figure it out. Actually, before I pour it into water, let's balance that out a little bit more. There we go. Where'd my straw go? Just do a few drops of water in there. Nothing too crazy. Just a little too much. But we're going to find out if this changes at all. Kind of interested. Wow. Already a difference. See, this has a... Actually, I'm picking up something different here. Hold on. So you get that apple sweetness. But the wood, that sandalwood's almost gone. Kind of disappointed on that. Not that it's... I'm disappointed that I like that sandalwood smell. Not that it's disappointing to smell. But you get a little bit of that honey still. But you still get that orchard fruity note going on here. But I smelled something new here now that I've smelled it that way. Sawdust. I'm getting a sawdust note. So it kind of reminds me of like back when my dad would do some like woodworking in the garage or something and he'd be cutting. That sandalwood / sawdust note. Kind of like not quite a dry, like a little bit of a damp wood or a wet wood smell to it. Yeah, that's I'm getting that sawdust note in there now. That's so cool. Okay, let's go for taste. What? Hold on. I gotta wrap my head around that. It turned really funky. Not in a bad way, but in a completely different way. My first thing I'm tasting is espresso bean. Like that earthiness that an espresso bean has. But like an espresso dark roast. Oh, not coffee, espresso. That dark, rich coffee note. The sweetness is almost gone. There's almost that apple that I was tasting earlier in the non-added water. It's almost gone. You get a little bit of that honey sweetness. The spice, though. The spice is kicking up quite a bit. Yeah. I'm getting an espresso bean. Like if you ate espresso beans, like the chocolate-covered espresso beans that are done in dark chocolate. Super specific, but that's exactly what I'm tasting. That is so crazy. I've not had one added to water that I've had that kind of a craziness to it. Yeah, the spice shows up a lot more on the watered version. Yeah, that spice. It's not like peppery, but you get a spice note in there. Finish, that sandalwood is there, but it's not the same. It's definitely, you can tell a difference on the sandalwood that I was pulling out. Dark chocolate espresso bean, though. I don't know why. I think it's that earthiness that espresso can have that I'm pulling out of that. That is very interesting to add a few drops of water to. in my opinion, this is the way to go, is to go with neat. That just blows me out of the water. Again, Dewars has done 4 different finish series. The Mezcal Legal was super amazing. This is good. And it's budget friendly for my area. Reserve Bar is the only place I've found it so far, and they priced it at $30. And most of the smooth series are priced in between $21 and $29 in my market. Obviously, market price is market price, so it is what it is. But I don't think this is a bad buy. I did see a few Total Wine. None of my vicinities that had it, but they had it for like $23. This is unique. That sandalwood spicy note, that bit of fruit sharpness peek up in there, and then adding the water. Hold on, I'm taking a drink of water just to see here. Okay, I'm gonna try it again. It's there, yeah. That dark chocolate espresso bean. Super unique. So yeah, there you have it. Dewars Japanese Smooth. As always, if you have any questions anytime or like to see me do a specific spirit, let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.